Hello friends, welcome to my channel CBC Tutorials. Today I'm going to explain you a very important topic, that is mole concept, and this is a very important part of the chapter Some Basic Concepts of Chemistry. So let's start. Right, so first with the definition we'll start, and this definition of mole is very important from 1 mark point of view in examinations. So what the definition says is that mole is an amount of a substance that contains as many particles as the number of atoms in 12 gram of carbon 12. So this carbon 12 is an isotope, and the number of atoms which are present in 12 gram of carbon 12, that many particles are present in 1 mole of a substance. Okay, and to be very simple about it, like we can say that 1 mole, the value of 1 mole is 6.02 into 10 to the power 23 particles. Okay, and these particles can be either atoms or they can be molecules, and this 6.022 into 10 to the power 23 is also called as the Avogadro number. Okay, it is known as the Avogadro number, and 1 mole consists of these many particles, and those particles can be atoms or they can be molecules. Now we have here 3 important formula which deals with the number of moles, and these formula, they form the basics of the whole mole concept. Okay, so when you do the whole mole concept, it is based on these 3 formulas, so you have to be very thorough with these 3 formulas. Now what the formula says is that first one is a very basic one which you know very well, is that number of moles is equal to given mass upon the molecular mass, which you know. Then we have, that is in grams we do, and then the second one is also these all three of them are the formula for finding the number of moles. Then in the second one you have number of moles is equal to volume given at STP upon 22.4 liters. So the first formula you apply whenever they have given you a particular mass of a particular substance and they have asked you to find the number of moles. So you go for the first formula. Now the second formula is applied whenever they have given you the volume of a substance and they have asked you to find the number of moles. So whenever the volume is given, you have to apply this formula where number of moles is equal to volume given at STP. STP stands for the standard temperature and pressure upon 22.4 liter. This is like a constant, okay, 22.4 liters. Then the third one is number of moles is also equal to the molecules given or the atoms given upon 6.022 into 10 to the power 23, that is your Avogadro number. So if they have given you the number of molecules of a particular substance and they have asked you to find the number of moles present in that substance, so you go for the third formula where you write the number of molecules or the number of atoms given to you upon the Avogadro number and you get the number of moles. So let's solve some questions to have a very better understanding of the mole concept. Now let's see the first question. Now here they have given us the mass and we need to find the number of moles. So the formula is very simple that we just discussed now, that number of moles is equal to given mass upon the molecular mass, but since we have an atom over here, so we are going to write the atomic mass. Okay, the atomic mass. So the number of moles will be in such a way that 7.85 grams upon 56, because 56 is the atomic mass, 56 grams is the atomic mass of iron. So on further solving, what you get is around 0.1401 moles. Okay, so this is the moles for the iron when you have been given this much gram of iron. So you have to put this formula where number of moles is equal to given mass upon your molecular atomic mass, and when you do it you get these many moles of iron. Okay, so these many moles of iron are present in this. Now let's see the next question. So in the second one also you have to calculate the number of moles, and what they have given us is 65.5 micrograms of carbon. Okay, so the same formula applies, that is number of moles is equal to the given mass upon your atomic mass, right? So but the mass which we have to calculate, we need to calculate it in grams, and they have given us over here micrograms. So we have to convert the micrograms into the normal grams. Okay, so 1 microgram will be equal to about 10 to the power minus 6 grams. Okay, so this is the conversion. 1 microgram is equal to about 10 to the power minus 6 grams. So they're going to give you such kind of conversions in the questions in your test. So you need to know such values. So this is the value for 1 microgram, and so if 1 microgram is 10 to the power minus 6 grams, so 65.5 micrograms will be 65.5 into 10 to the power minus 6 grams. So that is your given mass upon your atomic mass of carbon. Now carbon has the atomic mass 12 grams. Okay, so now the number of moles will be 5.46 into 10 to the power minus 6. So when you solve, you get the number of moles to be 5.46 into 10 to the power minus 6. So this conversion is very important to know when you have to solve such questions where they don't give you directly the grams. Okay. Now this time they have given us 7.9 milligrams. In the previous one they gave us micrograms, and we got the conversion, that is 1 microgram is equal to 10 to the power minus 6 gram. But this time we have got milligram. So 1 milligram is equal to 10 to the power minus 3 grams. Okay, that is the conversion for milligram. Last time we did microgram, that was equal to 10 to the power minus 6 grams. This time we have milligram, which is equal to 10 to the power minus 3 grams. So the same formula for calculating the number of moles, that is given mass, which is equal to 7.9 into 10 to the power minus 3. Okay, because 1 milligram is equal to 10 to the power minus 3 grams upon atomic mass. Atomic mass of calcium is 40 grams. Okay, so when we further solve it, what we get is 1.975 into 10 to the power minus 4. Okay, so these many moles of calcium we get whenever they have given us 7.9 milligrams of calcium. So that is for calculating when they have given us milligrams. So this time we have to calculate the number of moles of aluminium. We know the atomic mass of aluminium is 27, and they have given us the mass to be 1.46 metric tons. Now how much does 1 metric ton be in grams? So 1 metric ton will be equal to 10 to the power minus 3 grams. Okay, that is the conversion for metric ton into grams, that is 1 metric ton is equal to 10 to the power minus 3 grams. So we are going to use the same formula to calculate the number of moles, which will be equal to given mass. Given mass is 1.46 metric tons, which will be equal to 1.46 into 10 to the power minus 3 grams. Okay, because that is 1 metric ton is this much. So 1.46 will be 1.46 into 10 to the power minus 3 grams. Now this much upon the atomic mass. Atomic mass given to us is 27 grams, because we know the atomic mass of aluminium is 27 grams. So on further solving this, what we get is 5.41 into 10 to the power 4 grams. Moles. So these many moles we get on further solving this. That many moles of aluminium is present in 1.46 metric tons of aluminium. Okay. So in the second question, we are going to calculate the mass of 2.5 moles of calcium atom. So we are going to use the same formula, and we are going to see which of the values are given and find the rest of the values. So they have given us moles. So in place of moles, you can try 2.5 moles is equal to the given mass. Now we need to calculate the mass. That is what we need to calculate. So let us consider that to be x, and the atomic mass of calcium is 40. Okay. So the final answer to this will be 2.5 into 40, that is 25 into 4, which is nothing but 100 grams, because they have asked us to find the mass. So this was simple. So they may give you any of the values present in this, and you need to find the other value. Okay. So this time we have to calculate the number of gram atom and gram mole in 25.4 milligrams of iodine. So this time it is not the number of moles, but it is something different. That is, they have asked us to calculate the gram atom and gram mole. So these are new things. So let's see, the formula is also similar. Like for number of moles, we did number of moles is equal to given mass upon the molecular mass or the atomic mass. Now this time for number of gram atom. Okay, number of gram atom will be equal to the mass given, okay, whatever the mass is given, upon the gram atomic mass. Okay, number of gram atoms will be equal to the given mass upon the gram atomic mass. So it is similar to the number of moles. So the given mass is 25.4 milligrams. Now 25.4 milligrams, if we want to convert into grams, we have to multiply it with 10 to the power minus 3. Okay, I've explained to you this in my previous questions also. When it is given in milligrams, always multiply it with 10 to the power minus 3. Then they have given you micrograms, multiply it with 10 to the power minus 6. So that is the given mass, and then you have to write the gram atomic mass. Gram atomic mass is nothing but your atomic mass in grams. So 127 only, which is your atomic mass, that is only your gram atomic mass, which is nothing but 127 grams. So when you solve this, you get the answer to be 2 into 10 to the power minus 14 gram atoms. Okay, so that is the number of gram atoms. So now the second one, we have to find the gram mole. Now gram mole is also something new for you. So for this, the formula is number of gram moles will be equal to the given mass, similar one. Now since we have mole this time, so the down one will be molar mass. Okay, so the given mass is again 25.4 into 10 to the power minus 3 grams. Okay, and then the molar mass. Now what will be the molar mass, or nothing but the molecular mass? Now we know that over here iodine exists as I2. Okay, and the atomic mass of only iodine is 127, but we have to calculate the molar mass, that is the molecular mass over here. So since we have into 2, so we are going to do 127 into 2. Okay, for calculating the molar mass or the molecular mass over here, because it is in the form of I2, that is like a molecule. Okay, so what we get is 25.4 into 10 to the power minus 3 divided by 254, which is nothing but 1 into 10 to the power minus 4 gram mole. Okay, so these are the formulas for calculating the gram atom and the gram mole. So in the fourth question, we have to calculate the mass of one atom of calcium. Okay, now we can calculate the mass by that formula, that number of moles is equal to given mass upon the atomic mass, because we know the atomic mass of calcium is 40. We just need to find the number of moles so that we can get the mass. So for finding the number of moles, we have one more formula which we studied about, that number of moles is equal to the atoms given or the molecules given. Now here we have the atoms given, so the atoms given upon the Avogadro number. Okay, so the atoms given upon the Avogadro number, we have this formula, right? So with this we're going to find the number of moles. We have one atom of calcium, so 1 by the Avogadro number is the number of moles. Okay, so these are the number of moles of calcium in one atom. Now we have to calculate the mass of the calcium. Okay, so for the mass, we have again this formula, that number of moles is equal to given mass upon the atomic mass. Now we have the number of moles, which is 1 by 6.022 into 10 to the power 23, which will be equal to given mass. Given mass, let us consider it to be x, because we have to find that. Then the atomic mass of calcium will be 40. Okay, so our given mass will be 40 divided by the Avogadro number, which on further solving, what you get is 6.6 into 10 to the power minus 23 grams. So that is the mass of one atom of calcium. Look, when we had to find the mass of one atom of calcium, we thought about this formula in our mind, that we know the atomic mass. If we get to know about the number of moles, we can calculate the given mass. But for that, we have to get the number of moles. So for getting the number of moles, we can use this formula where the atoms given by the Avogadro number. I've told about the three formulas in the starting. So be very thorough with those three formulas, because they're going to be used in each step. Okay, so we use that formula, one such formula from that, where it is number of moles is equal to the atoms given upon the Avogadro number. So we have the atoms given, we know the Avogadro number, we found the number of moles, we put it in this formula, and we got the mass of calcium. So let's see the next one. So this time we have to calculate the mass of one molecule of SO2. So no need to worry with the molecule and atom, we have got the same formula to solve it, and the previous procedure only we are going to apply once again and solve this problem. So first we'll find the number of moles. Now the solution to every problem is finding the number of moles. When you don't get anything, just find the number of moles so that you could find a way to solve it. So number of moles is equal to the molecules given. Okay, last time we took the atoms given, so it is the same thing, the molecules given or either the atoms given divided by the Avogadro constant. So we get the number of moles to be, we have one molecule, so 1 by the Avogadro number. So that many moles we have got. Now we are going to apply the formula that number of moles is equal to the given mass divided by the molecular mass. Now what is the molecular mass of SO2? Sulfur's mass is 32 and oxygen's is 16. We have 2 oxygen atoms, so 16 to 2 is 32, so that is 64. Okay, so that is the molecular mass of sulfur. So the moles here we got is 1 by the Avogadro number, and the given mass, that is what we have to find. So let us consider it to be X. The molecular mass is 64 grams. So the given mass will be 64, will go there. So 64 by the Avogadro number. So on further solving, what you get is 1.06 into 10 to the power minus 22 grams. So that is the mass of one molecule of sulfur dioxide. Okay, so that is the mass. We have got the mass. We performed the same procedure, but this time we had molecules given. So in place of atoms given, we wrote that number of moles is equal to the given molecules upon the Avogadro number. We found the number of moles. We applied it in this formula that number of moles is equal to given mass upon molecular mass. We know the number of moles. We have to find the mass, and we know the molecular mass of sulfur dioxide. We calculated it, and after all that we got the mass of one molecule of sulfur dioxide. So now we need to calculate the number of atoms in 0.5 mole atoms of nitrogen. So this is simple. Now we know that 1 mole atoms of nitrogen will have 6.022 into 10 to the power 23 atoms of nitrogen. Okay, atoms of nitrogen. See, we know that 1 mole atoms of nitrogen is going to have 6.022 into 10 to the power 23 atoms of nitrogen, because the value of 1 mole is nothing but this. This is the Avogadro number, and the value of 1 mole is this. So 1 mole atoms will contain these many atoms of nitrogen. So how many atoms of nitrogen will 0.5 mole contain? So 0.5 mole will contain 0.5 into 6.022 into 10 to the power 23, which will be equal to, after solving, 3.011 into 10 to the power 23 atoms of nitrogen. Okay, so this was very simple. We took that 1 mole atoms of nitrogen will be equal to 6.022 into 10 to the power 23 atoms of nitrogen, because we know that the value of 1 mole is equal to the Avogadro number. So similarly for 0.5 moles, we had just multiplied it with that Avogadro number, and we got the number of atoms of nitrogen. So this time we have to calculate the number of moles of 0.2 mole molecules of nitrogen. So this time they have not given us atoms, but they have given us in the form of molecules, and we need to calculate these many moles of molecules. That is, how many atoms will 0.2 mole molecules of nitrogen have. Okay, so basically the same thing we're going to do once again, that 1 mole molecule, okay, 1 mole molecule of nitrogen has the Avogadro number. molecules of nitrogen. Okay. Last time what we wrote is that one mole atom of nitrogen had 6.022 into 10 to the power 23 atoms of nitrogen. So mole is nothing but mole is these many number of particles, and if we say that one mole molecule is present, then we say that these many molecules of that particular substance is present. When we say one mole atoms are present, then that means that these many atoms of that substance is present. So mole is just this number of particles. If the mole is of a molecule, then that many molecules are present. If the mole is of an atom, then that many atoms are present in one mole. Okay, so the same sentence we're going to write once again, that one mole molecule of nitrogen is going to have that many Avogadro number molecules of nitrogen. Okay, so how many will 0.2 mole molecules of nitrogen have? So 0.2 mole molecules of nitrogen will have how many molecules of nitrogen? So we are going to multiply 0.2 with this number, that is the Avogadro number, and what we get, the final answer is about 1.2044 into 10 to the power 23 molecules of nitrogen. Okay, so we got that many molecules of nitrogen by multiplying 0.2 moles with that Avogadro number. So we got the number of molecules of nitrogen, but we have to find out the number of atoms present in nitrogen. So that's simple. We know that one molecule of nitrogen, okay, nitrogen is present like this. This is one molecule of nitrogen, N2. Now one molecule of nitrogen consists of two atoms of nitrogen, right? We know that one molecule, complete molecule of nitrogen, will consist of two atoms of nitrogen. So we have got these many molecules of nitrogen in 0.2 moles. So we just have to multiply these many molecules of nitrogen with 2, so that we get the number of atoms of nitrogen. Okay, so for 1.2044 into 10 to the power 23 molecules of nitrogen, we have to multiply that number with 2. Okay, so we got to multiply that number with 2 because that is the number of molecules that we have got for 0.2 moles, but we have to find out the number of atoms. So there are two atoms of nitrogen present in one molecule, so we are just going to multiply what we got, the final value, with 2, so that we get the number of atoms this time, and the number of atoms will be 2.409 into 10 to the power 23 atoms of nitrogen. Okay, so this was also simple. We first wrote that 1 mole molecule of nitrogen will contain the Avogadro number molecules of nitrogen, because 1 mole value is the Avogadro number. Then 0.2 mole will have 0.2 into that value, which we got this, and these are the number of molecules present. But since we have to find the number of atoms, so we know that 1 molecule of nitrogen will consist of 2 atoms of nitrogen, right? It's written as N2, so 2 atoms of nitrogen. So how many atoms will these many molecules of nitrogen have? It's very simple. You just have to multiply these many molecules of nitrogen with 2, and you get that many atoms of nitrogen. So this time we have to calculate the number of atoms present in 3.2 gram of sulfur. So this time we have got some weight over here. So let's see how to do that. Now a similar method will do. Now we know that 1 mole of sulfur will have 6.022 into 10 to the power 23 atoms of sulfur. Okay, 1 mole atom of sulfur, that is, it's going to have 6.022 into 10 to the power 23 atoms of sulfur. That is the Avogadro number, or the value of 1 mole. Now what if we change this mole into mass? Okay, what will be the mass of 1 mole of sulfur? Now we have to find, now let's find the mass of 1 mole of sulfur. Now we know this formula, that number of moles is equal to given mass upon molecular mass. Okay, we know this formula. Now when we have 1 mole of sulfur, we need to find the mass, how much mass will be present if the molecular mass or the atomic mass of sulfur is 32. So X will be equal to 32, that is 32 will be the mass. Okay, so 32 gram of sulfur will have these many particles. Okay, these many atoms of sulfur. What we did is we know that 1 mole of sulfur is going to have these many Avogadro number atoms of sulfur, okay, because that is the value of 1 mole. Now what we did is we converted this, we found out that how much will be the weight of 1 mole of sulfur. So we applied this formula, that is number of moles is equal to given mass upon the molecular mass, and what we got is that number of moles was 1. So we found out the mass if the atomic mass of sulfur is 32, and we got the mass is 32. So 1 mole of sulfur is going to have 32 grams of sulfur, okay. So 32 gram of sulfur is going to have these many atoms of sulfur, because 1 mole of sulfur had these many atoms and 1 mole is nothing but 32 gram of sulfur. So 32 gram of sulfur is also going to have these many atoms of sulfur. So for finding the atoms of 3.2 gram of sulfur, what we have to do is 3.2 into 6.022 into 10 to the power 23 divided by 32. And when we solve this, what we get is 0.1. So 6.022 into 10 to the power 22, okay, 10 to the power 22 atoms of sulfur. So we found that 1 mole, which is nothing but 32 gram of sulfur, is having these many atoms of sulfur. So 3.2 gram of sulfur will have how many atoms of sulfur? So that is nothing but 3.2 into this divided by this, okay, the cross multiplication thing, you know it very well. So that many atoms, so when we solve it, this 3.2 into this divided by 32, and when we solved it further, we found that 3.2 gram of sulfur is going to have 6.022 into 10 to the power 22 atoms of sulfur. Now we need to find the number of atoms of oxygen that are present in the calcium carbonate, and that also 300 gram of calcium carbonate. Okay, so if we look at this calcium carbonate, after looking at it, we can say that 1 mole of calcium carbonate contains 3 moles of oxygen atom. Okay, because if you look at this formula, you can say that this whole 1 mole of calcium carbonate contains 3. Okay, we have 3 moles. So this whole 1 mole of calcium carbonate will contain 3 moles of oxygen atom. Okay, so we got one statement. Now using this, we are going to find out. Okay, now how much will be 1 mole of calcium carbonate in grams? Okay, so we are going to use the same formula, that is number of moles is equal to given mass upon molecular mass. So number of moles is 1, given mass we need to find out, upon the molecular mass of calcium carbonate will be 40 is of calcium, then 12 is of carbon, and 16 is of oxygen, and since it is 3, so 16 to 3 is 48. So 48, so it will become x by 800, that will be equal to 1, so x is equal to 100. So 100 will be the mass of calcium carbonate when it is having 1 mole. Okay, so 1 mole of calcium carbonate will be of 100 grams. So with this we can say that 100 grams of calcium carbonate will contain 3 moles of oxygen atom. Okay, so in place of 3 moles of oxygen atom, let us write the value of moles. So 3 moles means 3 into the value of 1 mole is 6.022 into 10 to the power 23. So 3 moles of oxygen atom means 3 into these many atoms of oxygen. Okay, so 3 into these many atoms of oxygen will be present in 100 gram of calcium carbonate, which is nothing but 1 mole of calcium carbonate. Okay, so if in 100 grams these many atoms of oxygen are present, then what about 300 grams of calcium carbonate? For 300 grams of calcium carbonate, how many atoms of oxygen is going to be present? Yeah, for that we're going to do 300 into this value, that is 3 into 6.022 into 10 to the power 23 divided by 100. Okay, so when we multiply, what we get, the final answer is 5.4198 into 10 to the power 24 atoms of oxygen is present in 300 grams of calcium carbonate. So what we did is that they asked us to find the atoms of oxygen which are present in 300 grams of this calcium carbonate. So after seeing this formula of calcium carbonate, we can say that in whole 1 mole of calcium carbonate, there are 3 moles of oxygen atom present. Okay, you can see there are 3 oxygen. So 3 moles of oxygen atom are present in 1 whole mole of calcium carbonate. Now using this mole, we are going to convert it. Now what will be the value of 1 mole of calcium carbonate in grams? We use the formula, that is number of moles is equal to given mass upon the molecular mass. So using that formula, we found out that 1 mole will be of 100 gram. Okay, so 1 mole is nothing but 100 gram of calcium carbonate. So 100 gram of calcium carbonate is going to have 3 moles of oxygen atom. Okay, because 1 mole has 3 moles of oxygen atom. So in place of 3 moles of oxygen atom, we are going to write the value of mole. And the value of 1 mole is the Avogadro number, that is 6.022 into 10 to the power 23. So 3 moles means 3 into that many atoms of oxygen. So that is present in 100 gram. But we have to find out the number of atoms of oxygen which is present in 300 gram. So for 300 gram, we are going to do 300 into this number divided by 100. And the final value or the final number of atoms we get is 5.4198 into 10 to the power 24 atoms of oxygen. So these many atoms of oxygen are present in 300 grams of calcium carbonate. So let's move on to some easier questions, the lighter ones. So in this we have to calculate the number of moles in 11 grams of carbon dioxide. So on seeing this, what you get, the formula you get in mind is number of moles will be equal to the given mass upon the molecular mass. So as soon as you see the values, you need to identify the formula. You have got these 3 formulas which I said you in the beginning. So you need to identify which formula you're going to apply. So we have to find the number of moles. The given mass is 11 grams. Molecular mass of carbon dioxide is, carbon is 12, oxygen is 16. So 16 into 2, that is 11 by 12 plus 32, which is nothing but 44. So 11 fours are, and this will be 0.25 moles of carbon dioxide. So using this formula, we found out that there are 0.5 moles of carbon dioxide present in 11 gram of carbon dioxide. So now we need to find out the volume of 14 gram of nitrogen at STP. So that is at standard temperature and pressure. Nitrogen is in the form of N2, that is like a molecule, diatomic molecule. So first we are going to find the number of moles to find the volume. Okay, so number of moles will be equal to given mass upon the molecular mass. Okay, so with this we find the number of moles to be given mass is 14 grams, and the molecular mass will be, since nitrogen at STP will be in the form of N2, so that is 14 into 2. So it will be 14 by 28, which will be equal to 1 by 2, that is 0.5 moles of nitrogen is present at STP. Okay, now when we have this, then we have this formula of number of moles will be equal to the volume given at STP upon 22.4 liter. Okay, we have this formula, and what we have to find out is we need to find out the volume of 14 grams. So we found out that in 14 grams we have 0.5 moles. So 0.5 moles will be equal to the volume which we need to find out upon 22.4 liters. So for volume we are going to do 0.5 into 22.4, which will be equal to 11.2 liters. So the volume of 14 gram of nitrogen at STP will be 11.2. I'll explain once again. See, first for finding the volume we have this formula. Okay, number of moles is equal to volume given at 22.4 liters. So we have to find the volume this time. So we are going to find the number of moles present in 14 grams. So number of moles is equal to given mass upon molecular mass. We know the given mass is 14 grams, and the molecular mass of nitrogen at STP at nitrogen is in the form of N2, that is diatomic molecule. So the molecular mass is 28. So we found out 14 upon 28, we found out to be 0.5 moles of nitrogen is present in 14 gram of nitrogen. Okay, so we put that value of 0.5 moles over here, and we find the volume of that 14 gram of nitrogen at STP, and that volume comes to be 11.2 liters. So in this question we need to calculate the number of moles in 1.12 liter of carbon dioxide. So we know that number of moles is equal to volume given upon 22.4 liters. So the volume given is 1.12 upon 22.4 liters, and the value will be 0.05 moles. So that many moles of carbon dioxide is present in 1.12 liters. Now this can be done in another method, like we can say that 22.4 liters of carbon dioxide at STP will be equal to 1 mole. See, we know that number of moles is equal to volume given upon 22.4 liters, and if we have 1 mole of carbon dioxide, then it means that 22.4 liters of carbon dioxide at STP. Okay, so according to this formula we can say that 22.4 liters of carbon dioxide, okay, 22.4 liters of carbon dioxide at STP will have 1 mole, right? 22.4 liters of carbon dioxide at STP will have 1 mole of carbon dioxide. So how many number of carbon dioxide will we have for 1.12 liters at STP? That is standard temperature and pressure. So that will be 1.12 into 1 divided by 22.4, which is nothing but 0.05 moles. 0.05 moles of carbon dioxide. So like I showed you, according to this formula, that number of moles is equal to volume given of 22.4 liters. So we can even say that when we have 1 mole of carbon dioxide, means that 22.4 liters of carbon dioxide, because 22.4 liters is a constant, okay, at 1 mole. So when we have 22.4 liters of carbon dioxide at STP, that is volume at STP, then it means that we have 1 mole of carbon dioxide. Okay, so what will we do with 1.12 liters of carbon dioxide at STP? We will have to multiply it with 1 divided by 22.4 to find the number of moles at 1.12 liters of carbon dioxide at STP. So that is the number of moles will be equal to 0.05. So you can do with either of the methods, whichever you find easy or whichever you find better. So this time in the last question, we have to calculate the number of molecules present in 3.4 gram of H2S. So we are going to do it in the form of moles. Like we can say that 1 mole molecule of H2S will contain 6.022 into 10 to the power 23 molecules of H2S, right? 1 mole means the Avogadro number. So 1 mole molecule of H2S or 1 mole atom, you can say will contain that many atoms, but since we have a molecule over here, so 1 mole molecule of H2S will contain 6.022, that is Avogadro number, molecules of H2S. Okay, so 1 mole will contain these many molecules of H2S. Now when we use the formula that number of moles is equal to given mass upon the molecular mass, so we find out that for 1 mole the mass will be 34 grams. Okay, if you do the formula that give a number of moles, that is 1 mole is equal to given mass will be so if we use the formula number of moles is equal to given mass upon molecular mass to find out the mass of 1 mole. So given mass, let us suppose to be x, and the molecular mass will be 34. So the given mass will be 34 into 1, that is 34 grams. So 1 mole molecule of H2S is going to have 34 gram of H2S. Okay, so 34 gram of H2S will make up 1 mole molecule. So 34 gram of H2S will contain 6.022 into 10 to the power 23 molecules of H2S. Okay, because 1 mole is nothing but 34 grams. Now if 34 grams of H2S is having these many molecules of H2S, then how much will 3.4 gram of the compound have? So that will be 3.4 into the Avogadro number. Okay, so if this much is having if 34 gram is going to have these many molecules, so 3.4 gram is going to have 3.4 into this divided by this. So 3.4 into the Avogadro number divided by 34, which will be equal to 0.1. So it will give 6.022 into 10 to the power 22 molecules. Don't write atom, write molecules, because we have a molecule here. So that many molecules of H2S. Okay, so because if 1 mole was having these many molecules, that is Avogadro number, so 1 mole is nothing but 34 grams, and 34 grams is also going to have the same molecules of H2S. So we got that 34 gram is going to have these many molecules, that is the Avogadro number. So 3.4 gram is going to have 3.4 into that many divided by 34. So the final answer will be 6.022 into 10 to the power 22. So with this we have completed the mole concept, and I hope you understood everything, because in this video I have covered each and every bit of mole concept, that is all the questions that are related to mole concept I have covered in this video. So I hope you understood the concept, and if you liked my video, please press the like button, and yes, don't forget to subscribe my channel CBSE Tutorials by Anjali Arya. Thank you for watching.